What you are about to witness is a truly disturbing story about how an 18-year-old girl turned in her entire family to the police because she saw them at a pro-Trump rally in DC. We are living in truly divided and despicable times. Look at the following story on BuzzFeed. An 18-year-old saw her mom, aunt, and uncle in DC in a video, so she named them. Many families have been torn apart by politics and social unrest in the Trump era. Here's one teen's story. 1984. The children turned against their parents. They would turn them in to the thought police. And that is exactly what we are seeing here. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious. And today, on the internet, we're going to be talking about this story here on BuzzFeed. This is a picture of Helena Duke. She's 18 years old. Clearly, she doesn't know anything about the real world. And you can tell in her eyes that something is not quite right. I personally believe she is brainwashed. Yes, brainwashed by the radical leftism that has taken over America. Here it says, Helena Duke, 18, thought it was odd when her mom shut off her location on a phone tracking app that they share earlier this week. Her mom, Teresa Duke, had told her vaguely that she was taking Helena's aunt for a procedure, but Helena suspected that her Trump-supporting mom may have secretly traveled to Washington, D.C. for the delusional last-ditch Stop the Steal rally. Now, the article here is clearly anti-Trump. The BuzzFeed article does not make this a mystery. Clearly, the person who wrote it is anti-Trump. She is celebrating this girl turning in her own family to the Gestapo, to the police, to law enforcement. What a despicable human being. But the worst part about this story is not even this. It's not the article. It is the way that people have reacted online. Here we are on r/politics, one of the cringiest, most disgusting places on the internet. Truly, a den of villainy and monsters. Here you can see the post, and they link here to the 18-year-old girl who reported her parents, and they celebrate it. They are celebrating this story because they are cucks, losers, and they support this left-wing radicalism. 1984. George Orwell warned us it was supposed to be a warning, not an instruction manual. This has 57,000 upvotes and lots of Reddit gold and awards. Now, I want to show you top comment, which is actually surprising. Well, it's got several rewards here. Here, a user named Flint I says, the children, Orwell writes, in 1984, were systematically turned against their parents and taught to spy on them and report their deviations. The family has become, in effect, an extension of the thought police. Yep, folks, this is it. This is exactly what this story is about. And this is why we must discuss these stories and share them with other people. We are living in Orwell's 1984. Think about it, folks. With this election, Big Tech has declared that Trump supporters will be cleansed from the internet. They're purging people, deleting people off Twitter. They're shutting down websites like Parler, like Gab. They deleted the president's account. They banned the president of the United States from posting on his own social media accounts. We are living under tyranny. Now, a lot of left-wingers, and this is the scariest part, is what these left-wing people are saying, and I will show you. I have screenshots collected by the hacker known as 4chan himself. Cheddar Cakes replies, the fact that you are being downvoted is terrifying. Now, I want to show you just how clueless the left really is. So the next time you're browsing BreadTube, maybe you can, I don't know, rub some brain cells together and maybe learn a little bit of history. Drizzle Clown says, more illiterate right-wingers quoting books and music in which they were the ones used to demonstrate evil. Oh, really? Is that really what it was? When I say illiterate, I mean cannot comprehend the meaning and intentions of the words and author, that or purposely take things that resonate in society and bend them to their ideology. It's time for a Mr. Obvious pop quiz. Question: what ideology was 1984 criticizing? 1. Right-wing fascism. 2. Stalin's left-wing regime and dictatorship. If you're wondering what the answer to that question is, look no further than the following reply. Northern Skagosi says, 1984 was a book meant to criticize the far-left Stalinist regime, darling. Congratulations. Yes. You see, 1984 is a book about living under a dictatorship. It was meant to criticize Stalin's regime. Stalin was a left-wing, communist, socialist dictatorship. It's a perfect example of left-wing extremism. And this is what the left does not understand. If you look up the word fascism on the internet, it's going to tell you that fascism is far-right extremism, like a far-right government that controls everything. But the truth is, that's not actually what fascism is. You see, fascism was invented by a man named Mussolini. Mussolini was left-wing. It was a left-wing dictatorship, much like Stalin. But left-wingers don't understand this because they do not know history. Ironically, when they said that, right-wingers were illiterate, they couldn't understand books, and they didn't understand the meaning of the author, they were actually projecting. It is the left-wingers who do not understand the meaning of the author and who have this illiteracy. Other replies, I'm just going to go through screenshots here. You can see the quote where, about children turning in their parents to the Gestapo in 1984. And then you can see this reply. It says, someone named Suan Pequeno says, maybe if they didn't think shitty thoughts, we wouldn't need to police them. If they are doing nothing wrong, they have nothing to fear. I gotta honk it, folks. Honkity honk. This is the... Oh my god. Okay, so folks, that's a quote talking about how children are turning their parents into the thought police. And then this left-winger unironically replies, well, maybe if they didn't think the wrong thoughts, we wouldn't have to police them. We're not the thought police. We're the good guys. Yeah, not the good guys, are ya? Fainted Goat says, the beginning of totalitarianism is when the youth are brainwashed into believing that the state is greater than the family, and the same are turned upon their families. Welcome to Nazi Germany, Nazis. The addict demon replies, but the riot was held by neo-Nazis. One of the people that got shot by police in this protest was a 14-year Air Force veteran's 4 kids, mother, wife, who was shot and murdered by a police officer. She was unarmed. She was not hurting anybody. Her name was Ashley Babbitt. Imagine being so delusional. You see, these left-wingers, a lot of them are millennials. A lot of them are Generation Z. They're Zoomers. They're immature little children. They live in their parents' basement. They spend all day on their computer, and they don't know anything about the real world. And you think this 14-year veteran who fought for this country, 4 tours in Iraq, I guarantee you, the attic demon, I guess they live in their parents' attic, has never seen a day in warfare, has never fought for their country or sacrificed anything. You are nothing more than a pathetic internet troll who is insulting veterans and calling them these names and labels. Maybe do us all a favor and stay in your attic. And this is the worst thing, man. I want to read you this actually good comment here. The Last Lead 82 says, this post may be the saddest post I've ever seen, and mostly in regards to America's race to the bottom. Family is all we have. You don't have to agree with them and often won't, but you should always have their back, and they should always have yours. To see Americans actually betraying their family over politics, our country is truly lost. I can say that this post brings in me a hopelessness I've never felt before. I am truly in fear for my son's future, and the world he's going to have to live in. EZ replies, what kind of rock have you been living under? The storming of the Capitol was a failed coup attempt, committed by terrorists. No excuse, America. No excuse. America will endure the loss of traitors, as it has in the past.
Very poor choice of words.
The mother worked at a hospital in my hometown, Not no more. Which one? The mother worked at the memorial, got fired today. Ah, okay, good to hear. Left-wingers don't understand how vile and disgusting and horrible and stupid and ignorant they sound, look. You see them all celebrating this political purging of family against family. Isn't this in the Revelations? I'm not religious, but it is in the Revelations. In the end times, in the end of the world, parents and child will be at odds. They will stand against each other, and everyone will get the mark of the beast. The blue check mark, perhaps? The Democratic Party? Who's to say? I think the best way to nail this on the head is to show you what is probably the most terrifying screenshot out of all of this. Real Blonde Fake Dumb says, I was looking through the FBI reward pictures for several of my relatives. Thought for sure they would be there. 6,000 upvotes on Reddit. Belloin replies, I saw one of my friend's Facebook posts about him being in the Capitol after the attack. You bet your ass I saved those images and sent their info to the FBI. He was one of my best friends since I was 5. I'm 27 now, and I have zero regrets about sending his info to the FBI. When will you left-wingers grow up and realize that you are the bad guys? So there you have it, folks. This is the world we're living in. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support the work I do, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, you can send me crypto. I love crypto. Links and addresses are down below. Also have a donation page, and honestly, the best thing you can do is simply to share this content. Creators like me are being shadow banned everywhere. It's up to viewers like you to keep us in this fight. Fight the good fight. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time. What a world.